Oh, I think we started. Oh, we here?
I can't
We
see it yet,
here?
my brother.
What you mean you can't see it?
Oh, there it is.
Oh, hold on. What's good? What's good,
Okay,
stream? It is me, GB.
and I am your boy Kale.
And today, this is our episode 2. Today, we got a lot to talk about. We've been gone for a week. We got NBA to talk about. We
Half of the
got
shit we
baseball
got
to
to
talk
talk
about.
about is outdated.
We got, we got, we got NFL to talk about. NHL, we do not talk about NHL. We do
I
not
don't know a
support
damn
the
thing about hockey. Don't know nothing
We
about
don't
hockey.
support the NHL. The NHL does not support us. So
Hey,
fuck
the,
the
the
NHL.
Thrashers left Atlanta. It ain't got nothing to do with us no more.
I do not support the NHL. So first, what we got to talk about, brother kid? What are we talking about, my brother?
I mean, you got a whole tier list up. I feel like we need to acknowledge that.
Nah, that's for later. First, we got to get the little stuff out the way. Let's talk about the fight that happened yesterday.
Oh, damn it.
The
All
fights that
right.
happened
So
yesterday.
I'm sure a lot of you are aware. There was a fight card yesterday. It was a professional boxing fight. It was like the YouTuber fights that they always do. So I don't know if there's any other fights in the card. I don't really care either. But there was Salt Poppy versus damn, what's his the skinny dude? Slim, there it is.
Did you watch the
You
fight?
had I watched that one. I'll get to that. Danis versus Logan Paul, and then you had KSI versus Tommy Fury. Now, let's start with
Talk
Salt
talk
Poppy.
talk about Salt Poppy.
It was, I know it's a very low bar, but it's by far the best match on the card. It's a very low bar to clear, but it was by far the best match on the card. It was actually an entertaining fight. So it starts off. First match is kind of first kind of a feeling out period. Salt Poppy clearly won that one. The next two rounds, that man Salt Poppy was weaving everything. Like he was getting everything he wanted. He was using his more superior strength, the stronger base to pretty much move Slim around. Like he wasn't dominating, but it was clear that he was winning those rounds. And Slim was trying to get his licks in, but like he wasn't connecting like how he usually was, and you could tell that he was struggling to adjust a little bit. But I don't know. Round four, something flicked, and Switch got his feet under him again. Started actually like competing. He won round four, I'm pretty sure, and then round five, it was classic. That man Sim was piecing that man up the entire round. He dropped him, got a knockdown. Salt Pipe got up just in time, and then started piecing his ass up again. I thought Salt Poppy had recovered because he went a little bit like I thought he was able to recollect himself, but now I started getting pieced up even more because Slim is nothing but a headhunter, and the ref had to stop the fight right there, even though he was still on his feet. It was a great fight for the most part. Them two were swinging. I sound so uneducated about boxing because I am, but I know a good fight when I see one, bro. It was a really good fight. It's a shame what happened afterwards.
Nah, man, I don't want to talk about that, bro. Dylan Dennis is a goddamn scrub.
Logan
That
Paul
guy.
versus Dylan Dane is a fucking disgrace to the sport. So let's get this out the
You
way.
talk about Logan Paul and Dylan Dennis. Now that KSI fight was a disgrace, bro.
We gonna get to that, but I
No,
I feel like if you didn't watch the fight, I feel like I saw a tweet earlier that describes the fight perfectly. Whereas I think they said Logan Paul dominated every round of the fight and still looked like shit. Like that describes the fight perfectly. This man Dylan Danis did absolutely nothing but talk shit in taunt and
Dylan Dennis
attempt
is a
takedowns.
scrub. He can't fight. He tricked the world. He didn't trick me. I tell you that.
I want y'all to realize this: 6 whole rounds. This fight went to decision. Dylan Danis landed 9 punches. 9. Logan Paul landed 80. 9 punch in 6 3-minute rounds. 9. What are we doing? watching this whole fight. Ariel Hawani just sit just in disgust at what he's watching. Like this man is like, what the hell is this man doing? All he do that little Philly shell stance or whatever. He talks some shit. This man got on the ground once and started spreading his legs on some weird shit. Rev wasn't having none of it. Nobody knew what was happening. The fight sucked ass. Logan Paul didn't really have to do anything, to be honest with you. But like,
If I was Logan Paul, I would have actually started headhunting, bro.
he tried to, but Dylan was playing so defensive that it just he couldn't even do that.
Bro, if you like a real like boxer, you could have found a way to get him.
You know, you can see that Logan Paul is no real boxer. That first round made me cringe a little. Like, this man's throwing some of the stiffest jab I've ever seen.
Logan Paul is terrible at boxing. Whoever spreaded that narrative that he was good at boxing and he's a so called top 5 boxer in this YouTube, bro.
I will admit that is the first time I've seen Logan Paul fight since the Mayweather fight, and the Mayweather fight was so long ago that I didn't even watch the Mayweather fight. I'm tripping. That's the first time I've ever seen Logan Paul like actually fight. So like I saw everything I needed to.
And then we got that KSI fight, bro. I want you to realize that fight was terrible. I'm not
It was not.
saying that KSI deserved to win. I'm just saying he won.
What I would say, all right, for those that didn't watch the fight, you didn't miss shit. It was a bunch of it was KSI stance was just doing jumping jacks. Damn, the only way I can describe it. And Tommy Fury fighting like he's scared, fighting like fighting like he know what's going to happen if he gets dropped, so he's scared to do much of anything. So you got KSI doing jumping jacks the whole match, and like first 2 rounds, whatever. It is what it is. Everything after that, throw a few punches, clinch, throw a jab, clinch, hook, clinch, and this is from both fighters. Because at first I was like, bro, this man Tommy is clinching every 2 seconds, and then KSI started clinching every 2 seconds, and everyone in the arena, including the announcers, just trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Like, can we get a fight? Y'all hype this thing up. Y'all gonna throw?
Because KSI never dealt with pressure before. This is the same thing that happened with Jake Paul. Jake Paul was killing folks until he met some pressure, bro.
By pressure, you mean an actual fighter, and that's as an I don't mean he good. The fact that Tommy Fury went to decision twice with 2 YouTubers, you've been doing this shit your whole life, and you got 2 YouTubers who do this shit part time, struggling.
Living off of the Fury man, he's terrible.
Now about the decision, right? I think KSI got robbed, but let me elaborate. I think that the fight was 3-3, split 3-3 rounds. So without the point deduction, because Tommy Fury had got KSI a few times in the back of the head. Without the point deduction, that fight probably would have been a draw, maybe a split decision either way. But like, I don't think anyone's gonna complain too much if the split decision went either way. But like the way I saw it, the rounds were 3-3. There were no knockdowns. There was no like major hits or anything like that. But I feel like the point deduction should have swung the fight KSI's way, because Tom Fury didn't do anywhere near enough to justify winning the fight with the point deduction. That didn't make sense to me.
I don't know. Maybe they. I don't know, man.
I feel like he did get robbed. That he appealed it. I guarantee that appeal is not going to do anything. They're not going to overturn that fight. It wasn't a big enough robbery.
They gave him that Joe Fournier jump. That what he elbowed dude.
Mean ass elbow. But like, as simple as that. I don't think Tommy did enough to overcome the point deduction to actually win that fight. I thought it should have been like either a draw or like a really close split decision. But like, I didn't think. I don't know.
You're right. So
that card was awful. I wouldn't suggest actually spending money on a pay-per-view to watch YouTubers box.
Anything to watch YouTubers box.
We were watching that. Let's just say that we were some pirates yesterday watching that entire card.
What
Nah, our matey, I had an eye patch on, bro. Like me and my dogs we went out to Florida to go on a ship. We was just out there doing shit.
We definitely paid for the pay per view. Shout out to my dog Marky though, cause he bought the pay per view for us.
Yeah, my dog Marky pulled through. Let's say that.
Marky
My
did.
dog Marky
My dog
pulled
Marky,
through.
he a real one. He paid
But
for it.
hey, but moving on from that monstrosity of a card, man, boxing is cooked, ain't it?
Yeah,
That
boxing.
Ngannou fight got to do something crazy to revive boxing because it's not
And,
looking good.
and it's Ngannou. Like, what are we doing? Ngannou's
I
not
don't
a
know
boxer, bro.
how many times we gonna do this MMA fighter versus boxer shit. We did it with McGregor. To be fair, that fight sold hell of bread, so I'll allow that one. But then we had Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. That was sad.
Not
Then
doing.
we had Dylan Danis versus Logan Paul. That was just. I didn't even talk about the fact that Dylan Danis threw more punches after the fight than during the fight.
He
This
was mad
man tried.
because Logan tried to knock him out on the ground, but you're the
So,
one
so
that put him in the guillotine.
it's like we didn't even mention that Dylan Danis attempted 2 takedowns in a boxing match. In the last round, right before the fight, and this man tries to put Logan Paul in the guillotine. Logan Paul clearly ain't having it. He get out of that shit, swing at his ass on the ground, and now Dylan Danis want to get up all angry. Now he ready to fight. Now he ready to actually do something. All these security guards start pointing in the ring and shit. It was
Then
man,
he was a fucking bum. And all this
it
shit
was
he was like
awful.
Logan Paul White. I thought he was gonna swing and shit. Logan should
If I,
have killed the man actually.
if that man say anything about that fight on Twitter, he getting blocked. I can't or on Instagram, bro. I better not see that
Logan
man
should have
in no
killed
more
him for the shit
comments.
he was saying about his wife.
Fuck's sake. But we gonna move on from that one.
Let's talk about the NFL. How we feel about this week's matchup.
I'll go over a few matchups. First of all, let's start off with our team. The Washington Commanders defeat the Atlanta Falcons 24-16. Desmond Ritter with 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. All interceptions coming in the second half. I mean, I don't really. There's not much to say about it. Desmond Ritter started off good in the first half and then completely shat the bed in the second. It was a very very ugly game in that second half.
I still say replace Desmond Ritter.
I don't know what we can do at this point because the NFC South is so ass that losing this game had no consequence somehow. Every team in NFC lost. NFC
The
South lost this.
only way to win this division is to have a good quarterback, and we just need a better quarterback. Simple as that.
Not a single team got a good quarterback, and the only one that has a player that's the potential to be a good quarterback is fucking. You guys got Adam Thielen as wide receiver one in 2023. So,
Baker Mayfield.
but yeah, I am appreciating Drake London and Kyle Pitts actually being thrown the football. Kyle Pitts getting his first touchdown since he was I don't even know when. I appreciate them like Arthur Smith actually
I remember when
using your fucking options that you wasted draft picks on. I appreciate that, but it was an ugly, ugly game. Desmond Ritter couldn't get the job done despite a very solid performance last week. I'm not sure what you do as a coach at this point. I feel like you gotta. I don't say bench him now, but you gotta start initiating the idea of having a quarterback battle.
I don't think we
Like
can have a quarterback battle right now. It's too late.
you just gotta like create the idea. Like, okay, Desmond, you my dog. You feel me? You're not getting benched yet, but if it continues getting this bad, I got to do something because because Arthur Smith has already stuck his neck out a lot, keeping Desmond Ritter in the starting lineup this much, and I respect that as a coach. But it's like we're not going to win a championship this year, but we still want to make the playoffs, still want to make the wild card, especially in this whack ass division. But
Here's what I say: draft both Sanders boys. You don't do it in the first round because they're not gonna get picked up in no damn first
if
round.
they even get in the draft this year.
Imagine what that would do for Atlanta.
It would be showtime in Atlanta for sure, for sure. Next thing I want to talk about is the Buffalo Bills. At the time of this recording, the Buffalo Bills are currently facing the New York Giants. A minute and a half left in the third quarter. It is 6-0, and the Bills are not the ones with six. What the hell is going on in Buffalo?
It's Josh Allen. Okay. Bro, when
Oh
Josh
my
Allen feels
goodness!
like he's the man, bro, he starts doing dumb shit.
And this is not the Giants' defense is not good. Like we need to iterate that. The Giants'
Bro,
defense is not good. They've allowed more than 30 points in every single game they've played this season, except for one where they lost to the Seahawks 24-3.
I want you to realize they're paying $40 million to Daniel Jones. $40 million to Daniel Jones. I never thought Daniel Jones was a good player to begin with.
He wasn't, but he was making it work in that system. I never thought he'd
You
be a
know
Pro
why?
Bowler, but I
They
didn't.
contract you.
True. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pay people who only play good in their contract year. But Daniel Jones
People
isn't even
play good
playing.
on contract you.
Daniel Jones isn't even playing tonight, so we can't shit on him for this game. But we got Tyrod Taylor outplaying Josh Allen. Josh Allen got 120 yards, an interception, 50% throwing percentage.
Tyrod
Man,
Taylor getting his revenge for getting hurt in Buffalo, and that's how Josh Allen got the job.
it's just Josh Allen is a very frustrating quarterback. It feels like every time you walk in the season, like, okay, this is the season. This is the year that Josh Allen's going to finally make that leap, become an MVP quarterback, maybe lead this team to the Super Bowl or something. And every single year, it's just they prove on and on again that they're just not as good as the other elite teams in the NFL. And they're
You think,
just
you think Josh Allen better than Joe Burrow?
honestly, if you asked me that question 3 weeks ago, I'd go with Josh Allen for sure. But man, this is bad. I think this is back to back weeks. Josh Allen has just I don't know if it's back to back weeks, but it's been at least let me see.
And they
So
losing.
yeah. So in against the Jets, he had three interceptions. That's the September 11th game. He's what's it called? After that, he stayed mostly clear of too many interceptions, but he's had a few performances that have you kind of questioning, like, we know you're good, but like, come on, bro, you lock in, and this is definitely one of them.
He's trying to perform for his bitch,
Maybe,
my
right?
bitch.
Hey, but they're on the goal line right now. You could see a touchdown pretty soon.
Trying to perform for his girlfriend. He stole my girlfriend.
All right, another major game. We have the 49ers losing to the Browns after losing McCaffrey and Debo Samuel to injury. Brock Purdy
Brock
looked
Purdy,
awful.
like I told you, Brock Purdy he's just a system player.
This definitely proves that Brock Purdy is like, make no mistake. I'm not going to shit talk Brock Purdy. I think he's a solid quarterback, but he is also a field general. He is a system quarterback, and he plays very well in that system. Once you take away his playmakers, though, there's only so much that he can create by himself, and like this game just shows that.
Is Tua a system player?
I'd say so, but he's of higher. He's at a different a higher level than Brock Purdy. I feel like Tua has playmaking ability. He just doesn't have like the raw talent to be as good as like say Burrow, Allen, and the rest of like the really good quarterbacks. But he has like he has the stats to show that he's there. It's just I don't know. It's a tough one.
Tua is the MVP for me right now.
He might be him or McCaffrey, but McCaffrey just got hurt, so it's tough to say. But I don't know how San Fran lost that. I know that they lost their two best players, but you still got Brandon Ayuk, you still got George Kittle, you still got Elijah Mitchell. He hasn't done any. You haven't let him do anything since he got hurt. Like you still have more than enough to beat a team as flaccid as the Browns, and they don't have the Deshaun Watson or Nick Chubb.
Injury prone player.
You're playing the Browns preseason roster, and you can't even score 20 points. Like I know that defense is tough, but you got to make something happen there.
They got the best defense in the league.
It's up there for sure.
Besides the Jets got the best defense in my eyes.
And of course, we had another undefeated team lose. The Eagles falling to the Jets 20-14. Jalen Hurts having an absolutely awful game with 3 interceptions. He had a lot of yards, give him that, but the interceptions are inexcusable. Zach Wilson, he didn't play good. He didn't play awful. It's kind of what you expect out of Zach Wilson, but he did enough to keep his team in it. So we'll leave him at that.
Zach Wilson's Aaron Rodgers coming back this year.
I see it. He's recovering very quickly. He's already back on his feet without crutches and knee braces and everything.
He's coming back. He's coming back week 16 to lead the Jets to the promised land. The Jets will win the Super Bowl this year with Aaron Rodgers.
That's a hot take. I don't agree with that take, but it certainly is a hot take.
What you got winning there?
The 49ers, as long as them injuries ain't serious.
You know the 49ers going to have injuries.
Every single year. It's getting comedic at this point. It's been like the past 5 years they've gotten hurt, bro. They gotta have 1 year where they can just stay healthy in the playoffs. Just one. They almost had it last year, and then Brock Purdy tore his UCL. So
they the LA Clippers of the league.
every time, bro. You think like, come on, just 1 year. They stay healthy 1 year. That's a championship. A part of me wants to say the Dolphins, but I didn't like how they got stomped out by the Bills.
I got Jets, Eagles just to get their get back.
You see, the Eagles are funny because the Eagles are 5-1, 4-1, whatever. I don't think anyone was convinced by the Eagles' wins. Like a lot of the Eagles' wins are just them escaping by the skin of their teeth by teams that they should be way better than.
So they're like the Vikings of last year. That's what you're saying?
I wouldn't take it that far. The Eagles are still a Super Bowl contender, but it's like none of their wins were convincing before this, except for maybe the one against the Rams, I guess. But like none of their were convincing. So them losing to a New York Jets team that has no offense at this point, like I feel like a loss like that was inevitable. They're like they're like USC. Like you know that they're a good football team, but like it's just something about them that you can feel like a disappointing loss is coming. Let me see what other big games. We had the Chiefs. The Chiefs just beating down the dead horse that is the Broncos. At this point, I feel like the Sean Payton experiment has gone to absolute hell already.
Broncos country, let's die.
The ride never stops. Russell Wilson looked god awful. Sean Payton looking like a damn clown for saying everything he said about Nathaniel Hackett. And he wasn't wrong, but you're not doing no better. So it's really going on.
Bro, Sean Payton was never a good coach. You want to know why?
What?
Bro was just riding he was just riding off of Drew Brees' success.
That's what a lot of the accusations are looking solid right now. They're saying the same thing
Look
about
at Bill
Belichick. They're saying the same thing about Belichick. It's hard to deny it too. They lost to the Raiders today. They're 1-5. Before today, they only scored 6 whole points the whole month in football. It's been a tough one.
Yeah, Bill Belichick, bro. I'm starting to see it, bro. Bill Belichick, he's nothing without Tom Brady.
They're not gonna fire him. He's too iconic to get fired. But I feel like after this season, he got to take a real good look at his team and be like, man, do I still got it? Like, should I just hang him up while I still got somewhat of a lead?
Is Bill Belichick the same thing as Greg Popovich?
Now, Greg Popovich was winning with multiple different teams. Like, I feel like, what's it called? Him not winning a chip after Tim Duncan left, that's not fair to him. Because after Tim Duncan left, he had one good team, and that was that Kawhi Leonard team that they lost at the conference finals? I don't even know.
Talking about when they lost to OKC?
I think so. That was that 67 win season, right?
Yeah, the 67 win season.
And that was his only shot. After that, Kawhi Leonard went AWOL. His uncle wanted a damn private jet for him to come back. That didn't happen.
I need,
And
I
then
need, I need Kawhi Leonard's uncle as an agent, bro.
and after that, they had to get carried by DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge. No disrespect to either player, they're both great in their own rights, but them two ain't winning you no damn championship.
Bro, leave him alone, dog.
And they've been in rebuild mode the past few years. So I feel like we can't get on Popovich because he hasn't really had a team that could realistically do much. And like basketball different from football. So like it's not the Patriots have a good enough roster to be playoff contenders, but they're 1-5. Like their season's over. It's done.
You can't say that. They did the same thing 2 years ago.
I don't know. There's
Started
always
off just
there's
now.
always one team that goes on a run, starting off like ass and goes on a run. But I don't think that team is the Patriots. They got zero momentum, and that offense is awful. Mac Jones has looked bad the past few weeks. He has absolutely zero weapons.
That's what I'm saying. Mac Jones got no weapons. Like, what are we supposed to say here, bro?
Offense probably worse than a average Ohio State offense at this point. Like, what the fuck? But I just want to point out the Bills. The Bills did get that touchdown. They're up 7-6 right now. Josh Allen finally did something. Just not the stuff on the face. Prick.
Who
All right. While we're talking about football, I feel like we got to address. It's a bit of a mess going on down in Raider Nation right now. The past month or so, we're going to talk about Chandler Jones and how things have kind of spiraled a bit out of control. It started off seemingly over nothing, right? He couldn't get into the training facility or the workout or some shit. He had a whole blow up about it on social media. It was whatever. No one really cared that much. 2 weeks later, he coming out with some crazy allegations against something involving his goddaughter. I'm not gonna go into detail, but
Yo, say it,
some
nigga.
serious,
Say
serious
it,
allegations.
say it, nigga.
I can't remember what was it. They said something about his goddaughter
His
being.
daughter, his goddaughter died. Say, you know it.
I was like, it's some serious, serious allegations. And at first, everyone was like, "Whoa, we gotta look into it. Like, this is the Raiders we're talking about. Anything could happen." But then the validity of those statements kind of went down the drain as Chandler Jones started getting more and more fucking crazy, and he started just saying he would go online just Kai Jonesing himself on the internet, saying absolutely nothing. I think there was one video he was talking about Obama or some shit, and then just started crying for no reason. And everyone was getting concerned, like, oh nah, is the CTE finally kicking in? And then recently he got arrested for I think what did he do? He burned something in his girlfriend's backyard or some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Got locked up and then got released by the Raiders. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Somebody got to check up on him if they haven't already. John Jones, go check on your brother.
John Jones is a crackhead.
Yeah, that might not be the best example now that I think about it. Yeah, but we can't talk about this full week of football until it's complete. You might see that next podcast when the Cowboys, when Dak Prescott has another masterclass against the LA Chargers. I can't wait.
Mm.
But oh my lord, I'm getting spammed right now. Okay, but let's transition to another sport. Which you want to talk about, MLB or NBA?
Well, I ain't even trying to talk about MLB, bro. My Braves suck. To the Phillies once again.
We could just brush over it real quick. Obviously, absolutely no 100 win teams did a damn thing in the playoffs. You had the Braves be eliminated by the Phillies. Dodgers get eliminated by the Diamondbacks. Orioles got eliminated by the Rangers, I think. Yeah, by the Rangers. And then you had the I can't think. The Twins get embarrassed by the Astros. It's been a weak postseason. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's been a
Bro,
lot of upsets,
be
but
Rangers
it
Phillies, bro.
hasn't been competitive.
It's gonna be Rangers Phillies.
I
That's just
could.
fine.
Yeah, Phillies are for sure making another World Series run. I'm still not convinced. Like, how the fuck did the Diamondbacks make it this far? I still don't understand that.
It's momentum, bro. They need to get rid of this bye week.
A
They
lot of
have a
people have
lot.
been saying that. It's kind of got the community split a little bit because half the people are like, "Oh, we gotta get rid of this bye week. We gotta." It's killing the momentum of better teams and like giving an advantage to the lower seeded teams. While the other half is like the bye week doesn't matter that much. Y'all gotta stop bitching and complaining or
Bye
whatever.
week does matter because it just slows down. It just slows down teams. And baseball is all about momentum. If you have no momentum, it's like, what can you do?
Absolutely gave it momentum, and it's not like a stressing enough sport unless you're a pitcher. It's not a stressing enough sport to where you need rest. It's not like basketball or football where that bye week can be like a make or break. In baseball, unless you're a pitcher, like you don't necessarily need that bye week. You're chilling for the most part. But I don't know. That's up to the MLB to decide after this season. I'm kind of split both ways. I hear both arguments. I'm not swinging too hard one way or another, to be honest. It's an interesting discussion that could be had.
Look at the Dodgers, bro. The Dodgers are so old, bro. They two best players is old, bro. Come on. They
The
need, they
Dodgers were
need,
on
they,
fire in a month ago too. I don't know what happened.
I don't know, bro.
All right, so we're gonna switch lanes to the other member of the big three, not NHL. We ain't talking about that shit. We already said that. So we're
So,
gonna talk. We're gonna switch lanes and go to the NBA. We can start off with a little bit of off court stuff and then dive into what's going on during the preseason.
uh, what's up? Shout out to my dog, Hardy. He's still being a
He showed up to training camp. He's practicing. He's participating.
It's not
That's
his fault.
that's as much as you can ask for someone who requested a trade.
It's not his fault.
It's funny too because this man is at training camp saying that nah, my relationship with Daryl Morey cannot be fixed. That man is a liar. They make compared it to to breaking up with a girlfriend. That shit was killing me, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to my dog, Hardy. Clipper bound.
Not with the trades I've been seeing. What was the trade? They said Marcus Morris and Nicholas Batum and a pick swap and a first
Yeah,
round
it's
pick for
stupid.
Harden. Like, come on, bro. What are the Sixers gonna do with that
Mm. How you feel about what Yamu?
cheat code? What I've been seeing from Wembanyama just pisses me off. You
Before
can't be that tall playing like Kevin Durant.
before Zingas.
Nah,
He
he's
just
not Porzingis. Porzingis was not never this shifty and not on ball. The
he
man
never
Wembanyama is literally a 7'5" Kevin Durant. It's a cheat code. I don't think he's ready to play center at the NBA level. Like, I'm not saying he's weak, but I'm not saying he's strong either. He plus with how quick he is, he can more than handle playing power forward. But I
he
don't know
gotta
if he's
say
ready
that.
to play center yet. Yeah. Of course, we could talk about how Kai Jones. See, Kai Jones is funny because I don't know why that man requested a trade thinking that he was good enough to actually get that. They just released his ass right after all these nonsense. But I'm gonna be real with you. Kai Jones dropped this song. It's not bad. It's not a bad song. I sing every once in a while in the back of my head. I got infinity money. Every once in a while, I'm like, it sounds not even that bad. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That shit is not bad. I'm not kidding. But yeah, I would appreciate it if I need Kai Jones on the Lakers. I'm just curious. I want to see LeBron James and Kai. I want to see how Kai Jones feels about LeBron after saying he was the best player in the world.
Bro, LeBron's the best player in the league.
Allegedly, some people say that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is better than him.
LeBron is the GOAT.
I guess we could talk about that. The ESPN had dropped their top 100 list. It has a lot of very questionable decisions. I feel like the one that's talked about the most is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's placement. They said that he is the eighth best player in the league, above players like LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard,
On them
Damian
LeBron.
Lillard. Now, Shea Gilgeous is one of my favorite players in the NBA, but I feel like he's gotten very overrated recently. Because I was surprised when he got first team. It was first team on NBA, right? I was surprised when he sec or whatever team he made. I was surprised when he made it that high. But I'm not sure why out of nowhere we were suddenly discussing this man as being like one of the best players in the NBA. Like he is, but closer to top 20 than top 10. Like people are talking about him like he's better than Curry, like he's better than Luca. Like I don't understand that. Because Shea Gilgeous is good. He's tough, but I can't. You can't be in that elite S tier category if you haven't led your team to the playoffs yet. I can't. I can't get behind that.
People gonna, people gonna be like, oh, but he made the playoffs before. Yeah, because he was like second
I
option.
mean, shit. That was before he really broke out, and that's when it was mostly CP3 and fucking Danilo
CP who?
Gallinari. Man, that team. See, here you go with that hate.
CP who?
What do you mean CPO?
Say, say his,
Anyway,
say his
one
name
thing,
right.
One thing about
No,
Chris Paul, I
you
found
know,
intriguing is how in the preseason that they've started him at point guard for the most part. Now, I don't know how long that's going to stand because they mostly been playing him at point guard and shifted everyone else up a position because Draymond Green hasn't played these preseason games. But
you don't have
I can already
Wiggins
see that
come.
Steve Kerr is cooking up some potential lineups for the regular season.
You don't have Wiggins come off the bench.
I don't know if he's. I can I can see it working because he can be a spark plug. But I don't know how would you feel about that lineup? Let's say if they benched Draymond or Wiggins, how would no bias? How what do you think that lineup could compete based upon like what they're normally used to in quality of play?
I think the Warriors are not gonna be 6 seed, exactly 6 seed.
I can see that.
Warriors ain't good, bro.
I think Chris Paul will flourish in that role, not be like no top 10 or 15 point guard or nothing. But I think him having a lesser role, not having to worry about scoring, just be able to focus on like keeping the team focused, facilitating. I think that he can be very solid in that role if he actually fits with the team. That's the big question. The Warriors are a very fast team. Chris Paul is notoriously slow in his play style. Those things might conflict. I don't know if they're going to mesh. So that's the big issue I see with that.
I'm telling you, they're not gonna be good. Chris Paul will hold me.
So is Yo King.
What?
So is Yo King, oldest player in the league.
Like,
So that don't apply to LeBron. So LeBron not old.
LeBron not over.
All right, thank you. All right. Let me get back to my list. All right. It's hard to talk about the preseason because it's the preseason. Like, what the hell can we pull from the preseason? We got randoms going off. We got Miami Heat and discovered their next great role players to have a random insanity run in the playoffs. I think his name is Jamal Kane. People falling in love with him, even hooping. The way that the Heat work, I wouldn't be surprised if he turned into something.
Mm. Well, since we talking about preseason, we steamy enough. Why don't we just rank? Why don't we get into it? Why don't we just rank
The
them?
preseason NBA rankings. Now, I feel like we need to add an F tier just to put the Charlotte Hornets in. Like, let's get that out of the way. Let's just
Mm,
create the F tier for the Charlotte Hornets. Let's get it out of the way. How is it not fair?
because you telling me the Wizards ain't S tier too?
The what?
The Wizards,
Nah, because here's a difference. The Wizards are actually just rebuilding at this point, right? It is what it is. The reason I'm putting the Hornets there is because they've been rebuilding for the past 5 years, and the organization is still a complete mess. They got like five felons on the team.
when the Hornets are healthy, they are playing.
The Warriors haven't been healthy in like 2 years. You got Miles Bridges. His ass is at the Charlotte practice facility with a warrant on his head. They got the drama with Kai Jones. They had Book Knight getting hit with a DUI. Half the team got some random off-court drama going on. There was no on-court leader. There's no direction. Michael Jordan got to sell the fucking team at this point. Ain't nobody know what's going on.
Yeah,
But
you right.
whatever. We'll get to the Hornets. Let's go team by team. So are
Uh,
we basing this off of how they performed last season, or more on how
how
we
do we
think they're going to perform this
how
season?
do we think as
Okay.
a team? If the team is healthy, how what do we think? Yeah,
All right, so we're starting with my Atlanta Hawks. I think I can comfortably put them in the B tier. I can comfortably put them in the B tier
the Hawks ain't do
because
nothing. Just traded
they're
John
the
Collins.
they're a playoff team, but they're not contenders. You feel me? I don't think everyone knows that the Hawks are going to make the playoffs. God forbid something crazy happen in the play-in tournament. I like what I've seen from Quinn Snyder's new system in the preseason, and of course I want to say that my Hawks going to win the championship, but I say 50 something wins. It's a solid B tier team.
50 something wins. Are you serious?
What you say?
40 something.
That's fair. I'm not mad at that. We're gonna be above 500 though. I got to see the Quinn Snyder system in the regular season before I make any audacious statements.
Okay. Next we got the Boston Celtics. I think they are an S tier team.
Comfortably, yes. Comfortably, yes.
You got Mr. Porzingis. Better than
Where's he
Lebanon.
go? This
That's
man
just
randomly start his knees randomly started working again. I've seen this man move in the preseason like I ain't he ain't moved
they
since he was a Nick.
they got a better Marcus Smart, Drew Holiday.
Hmm.
Problem is they bench, man. I mean, who on they bench?
The bench has
They
been bad for a while now.
said they was gonna have Derek White, but Derek White starting, so who's coming off the bench?
I think they're gonna try to slide in Peyton Pritchard because even Robert Williams is gone. The bench is
Man,
god awful. But
so
we know the Celtics are going to be contenders. Made the Eastern Conference Championship how many years in a row? Would have made the finals if they didn't choke them first 2 3 games to the Heat. But like as long as they got Tatum and Jalen Brown, they're going to be competitive. We know that.
what do you think about the Brooklyn Nets? I think they will be tier. B tier.
Would you put him at B? Would you put him at B?
Ben Simmons, dog. Ben Simmons is fully healthy. Let me tell you
See,
about Ben.
see,
Ben Simmons,
there it is. That's why you got them at B.
when Ben Simmons is at point guard, fully healthy, this man is a walking 15, 10, and 10 and 10, bro. This man can beat you a triple double. And I
He
think Ben
was that in
Simmons,
like 2019.
Ben Simmons, he's a lockdown defender, top five defender in the league, bro. Top five passer in the league, playmaker in the league. What can he do but shoot? That's the only thing people knock him down for, shooting. And I feel like shooting is way too. People think about shooting way too much, but they don't think about the other stuff.
I feel you, but at the same time, I'm still I'm not a Ben Simmons hater, but he's been struggling with injuries the past few years. Even when he was healthy, he was never actually improving or evolving as a player. He probably still can't hit a free throw, if we're being honest. I don't know if he's
Ben,
going to bounce back enough to actually make the Nets. Like, if they make the playoffs, it's going to be as an eighth seed. But I see them as a play-in team. I put them in C tier because I see them being in the play-in, but I don't see them actually being a threat to make a playoff run.
ben Simmons is a great.
I'd put them in C tier. You have them in B tier, right? I feel
So
like B
what?
tier is a little high, but like we can find a middle ground there.
So are the Hawks better than the Nets?
Hell yeah.
Okay, we'll put them at C. What about the Bulls?
Chicago Bulls.
I think the Bulls suck, honestly.
Put them at C,
They're
bro.
at
Put
C,
them
bro.
at C, bro.
There's nothing to say about the Bulls, dog.
The Chicago Bulls are, it's a very sad team.
Ain't
Because
nothing to
once
talk
upon a
about.
time, that team looked really good. Back when Lonzo Ball was healthy, when him and Caruso were an excellent link up. But the Bulls, man.
Bulls
Vucevic,
suck.
the Vucevic trade hasn't worked out. Zach LaVine hasn't taken that superstar leap that they hoped for. DeRozan's getting old and still sucks in the playoffs. Lonzo Ball's knees are cooked. I got no faith in the Bulls, with all due respect.
Bro, but big baller though.
That big boss is what fucked up his knees in the first place.
He big baller though. Ah,
I
yeah,
see
that's
them making the play in, but I don't see them making it to the playoffs.
my Clippers, my LA Clippers. This is an S tier team, in my
You
opinion.
see, I can't put them in S just because in my soul, I just have a feeling it's gonna be the same old shit with the Clippers. They start off solid, everything looks cool. Somebody tears their fucking meniscus, and everything falls apart. Until the Clippers show me that they can be healthy for more than 20 games at a time, I'm not buying it.
So
But they're
why people got them at A seed? If Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are playing, this is not no A seed team.
AFC is crazy because they were 6th seed without Kawhi and PG playing at the same time. They're still going to be a good team, healthy or not. But I'd put them at A tier. They're an S tier team when healthy, but they haven't been healthy. So I'm thinking A tier for them right now.
Okay, A tier. We already talked about this team.
So we could put the Hornets at Z tier, not even F tier. Put them at Z tier. Relegate them. G League
Uh,
squad.
how we feel about the Cleveland Cavaliers? I don't think they got better, and they think Max Strus is the truth.
I think they're relying on their players developing. Like Donovan Mitchell already like superstar, borderline superstar. I think they're relying on Evan Mobley taking that all-star leap that they've been talking about the past 2 years. I think Darius Garland is already good, but I feel like they're expecting Darius Garland to take another leap forward to be like one of the best point guards in the NBA next season. I think that's why they haven't done too much of free agency, even though they need a small forward. I'd say that they're an A tier team.
This ain't no A tier team.
Just
This is
on
B tier.
they're either low A, high B. They're somewhere in between there. I think if Evan Mobley can be anywhere as good as y'all niggas think that he is, they're a solid A tier and they can be sleeper picks for that NBA championship.
But he all defense though.
Oh, for sure. I'm talking about the offensive side of the game. That's the big issue. That man trying to that man looking like a less confident Bam Adebayo on offense, bro.
I say this is a B tier team. They on the same thing as the Hawks. I don't know.
They're above the Hawks. They're a B plus A minus team. I put them above the Hawks, but it's tough to put them on like solid contender level.
Okay. The Denver Nuggets. This is an S tier team.
Defending
You
champs,
can't
S
disrespect
by
them.
default. They gotta be
But
S by default.
they did lose a lot of key players. Bruce Brown.
They
And
lost Bruce Brown.
they didn't do nothing to they didn't do nothing for it. So I don't think they're gonna two-peat at all.
I don't see them repeating, but they're definitely gonna be like I say. I'd be surprised if they didn't make it to the Western Conference Championship.
They're gonna face my Clippers. They're gonna lose to the Clippers 3-1 style, beating them this time.
Jokic about to drop a 20-20-20 on Yusuf.
We're,
I
we're,
said Yusuf Nurkic. I meant on
we're
Mason Plumlee.
Clippers in five. Clippers in five.
I mean, I
Exactly.
always say
Clippers
Clippers
in
in
five.
five.
If the Clippers don't make it, Lakers in five.
Just dick right in LA.
Bro,
Now, this next upcoming team is why I believe we need to make an F tier for the Hornets. Because putting the Rockets and the Hornets on the same tier don't feel right to me.
the Rockets is a C tier though.
The Rockets, you put because when I think tier, I'm thinking playing contender. You think the Rockets are playing contenders this year?
Yeah. They got Fred VanVleet, even though he shoots 30%.
Fred VanVleet isn't that good. Like he
Got
gets you
Dylan Brooks, even though
20.
he
He's an
30%.
all right defender, but man, this man shooting at 39%. That is putrid. I'd have them C minus D plus. They can be a play-in team if Jalen Smith stops chucking and Jabari Smith takes a leap forward.
So they,
And oh boy, is it Amen Thompson? I don't remember which one,
I think
but
it's
and
weird.
Amen Thompson, Asir Thompson, whatever.
It might be our
They
man.
they have the pieces to be a play-in team, but they're also in the Western Conference, so I'm not betting on it.
My LA Lakers. This
That's
is
a
a
solid 18.
S tier. What do you mean A?
I think they overperformed in the playoffs, but they're still a good basketball team.
We
I put them.
overperformed?
Y'all were
What
an
do you
eighth seed.
mean?
Any seventh, eighth seed in the conference finals overperformed.
Okay, but
Even
did you see
Miami
the trades
overperformed.
we did? We was
That's what
the
I'm saying.
best
Like,
team in the second half of the season.
no, because I think before the playoffs, the Lakers were like were B. The way that they were playing like a B team, but their roster was an A team. So now
What?
I think that they're an A team, but their roster is an S tier. It's a tough one with the Lakers
Why
because
you going?
you know LeBron's going to be LeBron, but always going to be question marks on if AD can stay healthy. D'Angelo Russell was solid before the playoffs last year. There's going to be questions about him. There's going to be
Why
questions
you,
about if Austin Reeves can continue his production, if Christian Wood can bounce back and be an effective player.
why you doing to my team like this? Why you?
The Lakers can be an S tier team, but I can't put them over the Clippers. I can't confidently put them over the Clippers.
Lakers in five.
I thought the
It's just
Clippers and the Lakers are on the same level.
you're damn right they're on the same level, but Lakers in five. I'll put them at A, but I'll put them at A just to prove to you the Lakers and the Clippers are S tier teams when they meet in the Battle of LA conference
I
finals.
think there's some heavy bias there, but it's all right.
We got AD, we got LeBron James, we got Austin Reeves, we got D'Angelo Russell. Who your squad got?
Trae Young, he better than all them bums.
We got LeBron James, AD, the Clippers. We got Kawhi,
Get
PG,
off their dick. Stop right. You
Levert,
doing tricks on it. Calm
Norman
down.
Powell. Oh, your team don't got that.
Did you
Your
just
team
flex
don't got
Norman
that.
Powell, nigga? Did you just flex Norman Powell? Are you
Zubat, we
serious?
got
We're
Zubat,
moving on, bro.
we got
Nah, this
Oko.
man flex Norman Powell. We're moving on. We got the
If I'm
Milwaukee
just saying, if
Bucks.
you put the Milwaukee Bucks
We
S
got
tier,
the Milwaukee Bucks.
if you say
We got
Milwaukee,
the Milwaukee Bucks.
you know,
We
if,
got the
no,
Milwaukee
no,
Bucks
no, no, no,
recently
no.
acquiring Damian Lillard
If
in a
you
blockbuster
say
trade a few
it's
weeks ago.
biased,
Me personally, I feel like that their lack of depth definitely brings them down as a team. But with Damian Lillard and Giannis on the same team, it's kind of hard to
no,
argue them not being
no, no,
high A
no.
tier, low S tier.
So are they S tier?
Like I said, it's that depth. That depth
Are they
has
S
me
tier?
wondering.
Are they S tier or A tier?
I'm trying to think because outside of Bobby Portis, I can't name a single man on that bench. Is Pat Connaughton on the bench? He might be a starter. Pat Connaughton might be a starter. That's a problem. I I want to put them S tier, but that depth is killing me. We got to put I feel like they fit in with the A tier because for one of the Clippers and Lakers both got elite two men players with good depth. The Bucks got an elite two men with another All Star level three, but no depth. I feel like that evens it out. I'll put them on the A tier just because I'm not confident in what that depth can do.
So the Bucks got a better question. Who got a better two man? Wait, hold on. Wait, nah.
Pause.
Hold on. Hold on, dog. Who
Say
got a better duo?
it's hard to say because
The Celtics or the Bucks?
the Bucks for sure got a
On
better two
paper, who
man.
got a better duo?
The Bucks for sure have a better, but that's the thing though. outside. How did I? It's hard, bro. It's so weird because even though the Celtics have no depth, they still have more depth than the Bucks. The the Celtics got 6, 7 players they can all rely on to perform. The Bucks got 4, 5 if you include Bobby Portis, but he's not a starter, so
What's the difference between 6 and 4 or 5 though?
I don't know.
If the
That's what I'm
Bucks
saying.
have
It's a
the better five,
I see. I'm putting the Celtics there just because of their previous success. To be honest with you, like I don't see them falling off. The Bucks, I think, are absolutely going to be contenders. I'd put them either low, either low end of S tier or high end of A tier. I just can't decide which. I thought, all right, they're close enough to the Celtics where I'm fine with them being on S tier because
so you
that
gonna put
Dame
them there.
Giannis duo could be something scary.
You got a miss here.
Yeah, we'll
I
put
like
them
to
S tier.
challenge you. Who got a better roster, Lakers or Bucks?
The Lakers have a better roster, but the Bucks have the better players. They got 3 All Stars. The Lakers got 2, with all due respect.